and welcome to Ski Summit Show number 85. This is where we talk about what's important in buying and living in Colorado. There's all kinds of fun to be had out there. We're going to go over a little bit of what's to do. We're going to talk about some highlights in the market. And as always, we're going to give you a little bit of an idea and a little bit of a taste of some new listings out there. So I'm your host, Matt Dayton, Cornerstone Real Estate, here with my producer and sidekick, Benji with Benji Does. Hello, Benji.
Howdy do.
Howdy do. Thanks for being here. Benji's going to monitor the chat for us this afternoon. So if you have any questions, feel free to chime in. We always appreciate a thumbs up and a like. But as always, thanks so much for being here and thanks for watching either way. So Benji, what's going on, man? How are things in the heat of the middle of the desert right now?
The middle of the desert heat is still bad, but it's getting better. Yesterday, I think it was 97 around like 4 o'clock. That's awesome. I went out for a walk in it.
That's not too bad. That's not too bad. We've actually it's been kind of a hotter times up in the mountains, but we're actually seeing some more rain right now, so that's good. Things were getting a little crispy.
But you're not in the mountains today.
I'm not. I am.
Where are you?
I'm in the north woods of Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah, getting a little lake time with the family, so up here,
cool.
Taking advantage of that. So,
isn't Minnesota the land of 1,000 lakes?
10,000.
10,000. I am way off. Oh my God.
You're way. Yeah.
Sorry, Minnesota. Sorry.
Yeah, man, you're banned from here. You're not coming
from
here.
From Minnesota.
Yeah, they're not gonna let you up here. So, but yeah, what do we got on the lineup for today?
Well, today we can start off with what's going on in Summit County. There is a sandcastle competition for kids going on.
So, little thing down at the Frisco Bay Marina.
Was that tone loc?
That was your tone loc cue.
I need the drums. Hold on. I don't know how to do that. We got to get like a sound thing.
We got to
make sound.
We do. We can just get you a little kid.
We'll be those annoying morning show DJs.
Frisco Bay Marina. So down there, and we got sandcastle competition, and popsicles. There's popsicles, I think, and sandcastles, which are a good combo.
It is until you mix them up.
As soon as that happens, everything goes awry. But right down there in the marina at the far east end of Frisco Main Street, I think this will be a fun little event, a fun little time for people. So check that out if you're looking for something to do with the kids. So that's on Saturday or Sunday.
Sunday the 11th.
Yeah, Sunday the 11th. And what time is that at?
It says 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Okay.
So quick morning activity.
Yeah. No, that'll be fun. Do a little, bring in the beach to the mountains.
I was gonna say, where's all this sand coming from?
I don't know. They must have trucked it in because we do have the Great Sand Dunes not far away. That's like 3-hour drive, and you're at this crazy big sand deposit in the middle.
I've never been to like a dune area. I want to. Arizona's got it, and so does California, and I think Nevada even has some.
It's wild. They have, so at the sand dunes, basically this deposit of sand just comes through these mountains and it just drops, and you've got this like real nice fine sand.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a river that goes along the front of it, and this river's got it's really cool actually. It's fairly shallow. It doesn't get real deep, but it has waves that come down like every 30 seconds because
way.
Yeah, because the water kind of pushes and builds up the sand, and then it goes over that and breaks that down, and so you keep getting these waves that come down through the sand.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So if
I've got to go to the dunes out here. I'm afraid. Okay, I see people crash. Where's the ambulance?
This is true. There is some moto sports, and that's a separate part though, which is the nice thing. So you're not mixing.
I just go to play King of the Hill.
Yeah. Bring your snowboard. That's people do that. Skis, snowboard, go skiing and snowboarding on the sand dunes.
Whoa.
When we just don't get enough in the winter, you can go ski the sand dunes.
Your face full of sand.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You double eject face plant in the sand. So.
All right. I've got real estate news coming up. What the hell happened this week?
I don't know, man.
What is that?
I don't think I have like the strong knowledge on
Yeah.
what the heck's going on and why, and and things going on in Japan, and it's definitely way above my pay grade. But this article that came out here in Realtor.com kind of talked about the implications of what that might be in the real estate market, and then I wanted to kind of touch on how that could impact real estate up in the mountains. If markets turn, stock market goes down, what does that look like, and who gets hit the hardest?
Mm-hmm.
So this one talked about stock market turbulence hitting some of these higher end, higher value luxury markets harder. And we certainly would fall into that with a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know anybody like that.
Yeah, not
Definitely you.
Certainly not us. So and that it seems like as of lately, like earlier part of the year, we actually had a lot of our luxury markets selling. The higher dollar stuff was selling, and a lot of that being that those people that are buying those are more affluent. They're looking for places to put cash,
Okay.
and they are less impacted by interest rates. So the folks that were more impacted by interest rates weren't buying as much. Now this could shift, certainly now that with stock market changes, that those could actually, if the market's not doing as well, as the economy's not doing well, the Fed could certainly look at trying to bolster that by bringing in mortgage rates down, interest rates down, which would give the people more buying power that are getting loans. So we could see that shift in our market as well, and see more movement in that quote unquote lower end price point.
Well, I don't know. It's scary to me. I didn't know what to do with myself all day long on, was it Monday? Tuesday?
Yeah, and things go on. We'll get through whatever. I mean, it's not going to be a 2008.
Well, they did say that this was 4 years from the last time something had happened. I don't pay attention to it that much, but the last time we hit a speed bump, I don't even remember when that was. So maybe I should just let this one go too.
4 years since. It wasn't much of a speed bump 4 years ago, because I don't even really recall it. So, but obviously 2008 was a major speed bump.
Yeah, we don't want no more of that.
No, and they continue to say, like, all the indications are saying we're not going to 2008. That was a subprime lending. There was so many things that went on there. There is always something new that can come down the pike that we didn't prepare for that, and we always get hit with that. But short of something major like that, we're still in a healthy place, in a healthy market.
I got a chat here from Chris.
Hey, Chris Magnotta.
He wants to pop in the show.
Awesome. Bring him in.
All right. I'm going to see if I can get him in here.
Send Chris a link. We'd love to have him.
He'll tell me everything is going on with the market.
I know. I was hoping he'd chime in, because it's like this.
Well, we're going to get him on here in a moment.
This guy has got all kinds of wealth and knowledge. So if we can get him on. In the meantime, while you're doing that, I'll share a little bit of the Summit County market right now, and like what we're seeing here. So this is right now new pendings by week, just to kind of give a little bit of an idea of what we're seeing as far as local activity. We've actually seen a little bit of an uptick as far as the market goes, and things going under contract. So this was, as you can see, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here, week 31. 2023, just a slight bit above where we are this year, and actually above where we were in 2022. So that 2022 had that kind of bigger uptick here the previous week. So it's fluctuating there, but we're seeing that, and we're feeling that little bit of an uptick and that trend up as far as new things going under contract. So that's pretty cool. Days till pending, how long it's taken to sell a property. We've been seeing that take a little bit longer as that goes on. So 17 days right now, 29 days, 25, but not way off. It's taken more work to sell properties and it's taken more time. So we're definitely seeing a little bit more patience required from sellers in this market. So, did you get him in there?
Cool. Well, I sent it to him. We'll see if he pops in here. But
Okay.
He sent me an email and I just saw it, so I sent him the link. We'll see if he pops in here. But when I came back, you had like these graphs up and they just took over the whole screen. I was like, oh, what did I do? Hey, look at that. So, all right, guys. So we're doing this on the fly. We're going to see if sound and audio comes through. We'll give it a few minutes, but Chris is always pretty good at it.
He is good at that. So,
yeah. What's up? I'm coming in with the audio, and there hopefully is my video. I always forget.
Lovely face. Thanks for joining.
Yeah. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Yes.
Yeah.
Good time.
Awesome mustache. That is so awesome.
The mustache, yeah. It's I wouldn't call it awesome. It's so you got another quick story. I'll be super fast, but I'm actually racing the Leadville 100 mountain bike this weekend race, which is kind of dumb in and of its own.
Okay.
Right. But my goal is actually to raise a bunch of money for some kids and cancer. And so part of the deal is I'm growing this mustache. So people always ask me, well, what the heck is up with that? And then I can tell them about the fundraiser and my crazy idea of riding my bike 100 miles in Leadville.
It is a baller mustache, though.
Oh, thanks, man.
It is, but which is ironic because you're raising money for kids, but yet you look like somebody we want to.
It should be as far away from a playground as possible. 100% agree. And yeah, my 14-year-old daughter, like, she's so just embarrassed. She doesn't even want to be around me right now. And I mean, I don't blame her, but it sure is. I sure am having fun with it because it's caused more laughs in the last 3 weeks than I've had in a while.
Where can we go to donate?
You know what? I could actually probably drop a link in the chat. I'll be glad to do that. Actually, I'll have to find it here for a minute, but I'll drop it in the chat.
And link it to me, and I'll put it up in the comments, the description.
Sweet. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, it's called First Descents. They take kids with MS and cancer. Specifically, and they put them into like these cool camps that they wouldn't be able to get in otherwise, like rafting camps and mountain biking camps, and they do all kinds of cool stuff to support these kids as they're dealing with a life-changing illness.
No, that's great. Well, if you want to support Forced Descent, please do, and if you want to see Chris get that thing off the top of his lip, give some money.
Yes.
Is this them here, Chris?
I think that's First Ascents. This is First Descents, which is going down, not up. Let's see here. I'm pretty sure that I got the web page here, so I'm gonna drop this into the chat. Awesome. Once I figure out how. It can't be that hard, but I'll figure it out. Actually, you know what I'm doing right now? I'm emailing it to you,
got
Benji, because I closed down YouTube, so I didn't have two audios going at the same time.
Perfect. Yeah. We'll get that in there. So
sweet.
Excellent.
Thanks.
So what we were just talking about is the turbulence in the stock market.
Yeah.
And what we think that might have, how that might affect the interest rates and how that might affect the real estate market. Yeah.
So kind of three major things kind of happened recently to cause the stock market to go down. And one, it was a labor report that actually came out last week. That was the initial catalyst. And the labor report basically showed that the labor market isn't as good as what people thought. And so that's kind of an early indicator of a recession. And so recessions, of course, are bad for stocks, right? So you have this labor report that comes out. Market is softer, labor market softer than thought. And then this Japanese thing. So it's kind of interesting. So Japan has actually had pretty low rates compared to us. And so a lot of investors actually buy stocks, securities on margin, meaning they're borrowing money to go buy stocks. And so what happens is when Bank of Japan says, oh, you know what, we're going to raise interest rates, all of a sudden all these investors are like, oh, well, this doesn't make sense. And so they start unwinding and they start selling their stocks because also they're on margin. So sometimes they're actually forced to sell them because as the price of the stock goes down, they're on margin. So there's these forced sell situations. So it was kind of this just, it may not be done, but it kind of appears to be mostly out of the weeds at this point. In fact, and we're already seeing the stock market rebound. I saw it on Monday, and I went ahead and I bought a ton of stocks on Monday and Wednesday. Hopefully, I'm right. It may not be the bottom, right? You can't predict this stuff, so knocking on wood. Right. But one of the things I always tell people is like, if stocks, there's hardly a year out there that the stock market doesn't dip at least 10% once.
Yeah.
So we were long overdue for some kind of correction, and it's actually a healthy part of the cycle. So, it appears to be, that, there's already been a little bit of a quick bounce. It may continue to rebound. The next couple months, I think, are going to be, kind of critical to see what happens as far as, does the stock market fully recover over the next bit of time. But, I think, it was the labor report. It was this, selling in Japan of Japanese investors selling stocks. And third was just a fear. So there's actually an index that tracks volatility and fear. It's called the VIX. That's what they call it. And it hit the highest point since like 2008 and COVID. So there's 3 times that the VIX went just shot through the roof. And it was 2008. It was COVID, and it was Monday. Wow. And so it was a significant event. Now it's actually calmed down dramatically since, but and so which is a really healthy sign for the stock market and recovery. But I think no one, of course, knows what's going to happen, but it does seem to be like, okay, that was perhaps a one-off event. I think at the end of the day, the stock market is going to be driven by the strength of the economy. And if the corporate earnings can keep rocking along, and if the labor market stays reasonably healthy, we should have plenty of stability in the stock market. But obviously, no one can predict the stock market.
Nobody
the greatest financial minds in the world.
Nobody predicts the stock market.
Yeah, but it's still way up. See, what a lot of people are thinking too, like the S&P 500 is still up like 11% year to date. And if you think about we're only a little over 7, we've only had a little over 7 months at this point. So, we're still up roughly 16% on an annualized basis. So, even with our big scare on Monday, the stock market's actually still in a pretty healthy.
It's pretty wild that VIX shot up so quickly. That's just, I mean, is it just everybody's like on the edge of their seats waiting for, and is the tensions just high?
Yeah. I think there definitely is a lot of extra tension right now, a lot of uncertainty. I think you got geopolitical stuff, with what's going on in the Middle East. You have an upcoming election season. You have changes in presidential candidates. No one quite knows how, new candidates kind of, before it was like, okay, we've seen Biden, we've seen Trump. The markets kind of know how both are going to handle things. Yeah. But now we throw in a new wild card. And I'd say if there's one thing that the market doesn't like, it's uncertainty. The market can handle bad news better than it can handle uncertainty. Uncertainty is kind of like the wild card that the market doesn't like. And so I think you throw all that stuff in with, what was happening with the Japanese central bank and all those things just really came together at a head, and then the fear begets fear. And then next thing we see a crazy run up on our volatility, our VIX index, and a big, pretty sharp drop there in the market. So
yeah, the saying that you can live with any decision, you just can't live with indecision.
Right.
That's kind of where we are. We're in that indecisive area.
Yeah.
100%. Do you think that I can so we kind of rebounded. We're doing okay. Everybody's chilled out. But with the stock market that goes down, like this article was saying that we're going to see a lot of the home prices in the higher sector, or the demand for homes in the higher sector, in the luxury sector, go down. Do you think that rings true with you?
Yeah, maybe not really, to be honest. I think, if the stock market went down 30 to 50%, I think so. But like, if your stock portfolio goes down 7%, 8%, which is what it did over, the previous 10 days, and then goes back up 3%, like, that's not really going to fundamentally, I think, impact your buying. Maybe it does for a few people, but that's the thing with the news media is like, hey, if you want someone to read your article, you print fear, right? And so there's been people calling for housing market crashes since 2009 and 10, right? And like, okay, well, shoot, it hasn't happened yet. And like every single year, someone's saying there's going to be a housing crash and or housing corrections, and certainly there are little ebbs and flows and dips, but I think that would be correct, but it would have to be a real hit to the market, a real hit. Like the pain would have to last too. Like if you have pain, but then half of it goes away, it's the top of mind right now this week.
Sure.
But in a week and a half, you're not even gonna, you're like, oh yeah, whatever. I can, it may not even come out on a statement, right? Your portfolio may be here, and this dip back up, and then your next statement might be a little lower or something, but you're not going to be like, oh crap, now I'm not buying a luxury home. So I think that that's probably a little bit overplayed to some degree. Now if it kept going, like if that trajectory went right and we got to that 20, 30, 40% market drop that like what we saw in COVID, then it would be then I think it would be accurate.
So what this article is talking about, it's like, okay, sure, but we weren't anywhere close to that.
Yeah. I think that would be too big of a stretch there.
What about as far as if we did see that slide, do you think the Fed would lower interest rates to try to rebolster things?
Oh yeah, 100%. In fact, there's basically 100% probability right now the Fed is going to be cutting rates in September, and now it has gone from just 0.25%. It's gone to about 0.75% probability there'll be a 0.5% rate cut, or just to say a 75% probability there'll be a 0.5% rate cut in September. That's what the markets are pricing in right now, and with additional rate cuts happening again, so potentially 2 to 3 rate cuts happening, and then I think there's like 5 priced in for next year.
It'll be really, really interesting to see what the threshold is where like the floodgates open.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that if we can get 4 weeks in a row below 6%, floodgates are opening. I think people, we had a little dip, interest rates went from like 7.25 to like 6.6, like very quickly. And we're already starting to see traction. Like my phone's like already like going. But I think I think people fundamentally don't make their decisions to buy like off a 1 day, 2 day dip. Like, right. People are buying houses. They're not buying, a new pillowcase on Amazon. Right. So they're going to be taking some time to process that decision, and it's going to take sustained interest rates at a lower rate for, I would say, roughly four weeks before the traction really forms. Because if interest rates go from 7.25, 6.6, and then they go right back up to 7, well, it's not going to do anything. Right. And so, but yeah, I think it's reasonable for sure to have something, in the low 6s or even the high 5s soon. So fun fact for you here. Fun fact, you want it. Normally, interest rates are about 1.7 to 2% higher than the 10-year Treasury. 1.7 to 2% higher. 10-year Treasury, as of like 30 minutes ago, was 4.9. So, I'm sorry, 3.9. It's 3.9. So it went down to 3.7 on Monday, but it's 3.9 today. And so if you put 1.75 on top of that, right, we're already in the high 5s. So that margin, that spread has been off for a little while and it's starting to shrink. So it's getting interest rates in the high fives is not too big of a stretch right now. And I think that it may be happening sooner than people think. Like, I think, you can't predict the future. So who knows? But at the end of the day, it would only take treasuries going down, maybe a quarter, maybe a half a point for interest rates to drop 1% because of that spread. Wow, that spread is almost...
That's a big deal.
Yeah. Because that spread has been as high as 3. Yeah.
I keep talking to my buyers, say you want to get ahead of this. Like, you may consider like doing something now, because when that changes, it's going to get competitive.
Yeah. I'm telling people right now, there's actually kind of a nice little window of opportunity, right? You have higher inventory than we've seen in a while. And a lot of that is seasonal, right? We're going with our new, as we approach that, late summer, fall time is when, seasonally we tend to see some of that higher inventory. But then, so you got some seasonally high inventory, and then the buyers aren't out yet, right? We're still near historic lows as far as buyer demand. And so the buyers still aren't out yet, and the inventory is, higher-ish relatively to it's been over the last year and a half. So, that people might have an opportunity right now where the inventory is a little bit higher and the buyers aren't out yet to snag something, below list, or, maybe get a little bit of a deal. It just depends.
I think there's a great window of opportunity right now. So, well, awesome. Well, Chris, thanks so much for jumping on. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Everybody, Chris Magnotta with Elevate Elevate Home Loans. So we'll put your link in there below. Thank you very much.
Yeah, great to see you guys.
Appreciate the knowledge, and always appreciate you chiming in.
All right, see ya.
See ya. Good luck on your 100.
Thank you.
100 miles. Dang. So that's a fit man right there. He's going to be biking 100 miles over like mountain passes. Yeah. So he's in better shape than I am.
I'm glad we could get him on the show. That was cool.
That was perfect. I love it. I'd reached out to him earlier this week and we just didn't connect. So glad he just chimed in.
I'm glad he was able to just show up. That was nice.
Always great to have him. So we got a few listings today.
Yes, we do.
I know we're going long on the show, but
it's all right. We can get through them quick, I think.
Yeah. So we got 3. I kind of had a little theme going here.
What was the theme?
The theme was just things that are a little bit maybe either kind of like older condos, maybe a little rougher on the outside, but really, really, really nice on the inside. People did some cool things with these. Take something that's just in a nice location and make the most of it. So we'll start with that one up there on top.
That is... Oh, on top. I'm looking at this triangle of them. They're all in the same area right here in Silver. All right.
Top on the left there.
This is 3906 Silver Heels Drive in Silverthorne, Colorado. Yeah, and it won't open up. I don't know why. Well, here we go.
There we go. So this one, it's a 1982 build. So on the outside, the location, you got all this open space right across the road there. Go take the dog walk out there, little trails and stuff. So nice spot, nice location. Nothing is going to go across the street from you there. So that's great. And then on the outside, you can see it's kind of a little bit older style building. But when you get inside, they did a really nice job at doing things updated. I don't feel like they went over the top on it or anything. But they certainly just did, nice trim, nice carpet. They did some of this, like this little back wall with these little wood slats. That's a cool little touch.
Yeah.
Doors, floating cabinet, nice backsplash, nice kitchen. I don't think they had to spend a ton to do that to it, but it's certainly, it's going to increase the demand for them on this property. So I think these guys.
I like this room.
Yeah, that's a nice big open room. But if you just had I like
the stairs are open underneath too.
That is cool. If you just had that old '80s style, in there, it just wouldn't be very attractive. I've been in some of these, and they're just, it's like, I don't know.
Oh, look, there's a loft. You could sleep up there.
Oh, there you go. You mean
This room is a tiny house.
it is. It is. That is the size of a tiny house. It's actually pretty big. It's 2,228 square feet. So
That is a big house.
that is a big place. So it's comes
And
in
I just found it.
back deck. What?
Nope,
What?
the hot tub.
The hot
Hiding in the
tub.
woods.
Oh, it's in the woods and isn't.
A
Nice.
flock of moose.
Mason.
Yeah, definitely not so hot looking on the outside, but the inside is very nice.
But very nice on the inside. It's a Doctor Who house.
Doctor Who house.
Yeah, just, like you remember Doctor Who, like the old phone booth? Like yeah, it was just a phone booth on the outside, and then you go on the inside and it's like this huge laboratory and everything, and it's
The UFO. That's what they're
modern.
saying these UFOs are like.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
All right, here's our next one, 606 Tenderfoot Street in Dillon, Colorado. Right on the water. Look at that.
Yeah, right on the water. Dylan, you got the location, walk to the amphitheater, bike path. That is a pretty cool spot.
Right on the water.
Yeah, sweet
You
pool.
can't beat that.
I absolutely love these. That setting is so nice.
All
There's
right.
just not much like around the county that's right on the water.
Are they not going to show us the outside?
I don't know. No, they may not.
I love the inside. This is
Yeah, the
really looking
inside's
good
absolutely
so far.
gorgeous.
A whole wall of windows.
Yeah,
And then
dude.
I love the ceiling as well with those
Yeah,
big
it looks
beams.
like they wrapped the beams up there or something.
This is so well done.
Very nice. So like this kind of the grays and yeah, that is nice.
Yeah, this is really nice on the inside.
Yeah, all of it looks like they redid the trim work. There's your little deck area.
I think that looks awesome on the outside.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's definitely older. It's stucco. It's it's an older building, no doubt. They redid the roofs on these recently, so that's nice. But yeah, they did a really nice job with that. Captures that.
This is like my dream pad. I need to make like $1 million. This is crazy.
Hey, well, $1,350,000 to be exact.
They might come down for me a little bit.
Yeah,
A little bit.
They should.
All right, here's our last one. This is 1.229 million, 143 Blue Grouse. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, you got it.
Blue Grouse Lane in Silverthorne.
Yeah, over in Silverthorne, so you got close access to the ponds all around there. Could do a little paddle boarding out on those. Golf course, Raven Golf Course is right close by.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
if you're a golfer, you got all that, and you can cruise on right downtown to shops and restaurants as well. So these guys are, a lot of these homes are very similar in this neighborhood, but these guys just took this one to a whole nother level. So
This looks like black or charred.
it is. Did you say
So
charred?
cool. I don't know. Like, how do they do that? They've got to. I don't know if it's wood. They've got to hit it with a torch or something, don't they?
I guess, yeah. That whole I don't know. It could just be painted, but they charted it.
It looks like ash or whatever.
Yeah,
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's metal.
I think. Yeah, I don't know. They did like the cabinets, and then like the big tiles around that fireplace, open railings. I've been in some of these houses. This looks sharp.
Look at this waterfall glass table.
That's a pretty cool nightstand.
I've never seen one like that. That's really cool.
I have to get one of those. I like that. Yeah. When folks really just put their house together nicely, I'm like, man, it would take so much to get my house to a spot like this. So,
They've had a plastic Walmart bins.
oh my gosh, I'm just gonna put a fake screen behind my fake screen my house. You can green screen my house. Go to sell my house and just do all the pictures virtually staged, virtually remodeled. Yeah,
Looks good.
they're doing
Oh,
that
nice
actually.
looking
You can
place.
do virtual remodels for listings, which is interesting.
Virtual remodels.
Just like kind of like this is what you could do. So
Oh, I remember. You know what? In the 90s, that was a big thing too, where you
Yeah.
could get a virtual remodel of yourself.
Oh,
They take you
okay.
to a plastic surgeon, and you could like increase the size of your chest or your butt, and fix your nose.
Yeah, they're doing it with houses. A virtual remodel. You could be like, it could look like this, but it actually looks like this.
Well,
Just
you
wanted
look
to,
like this now.
just want to give you. You could look like this if we like did a head transplant. All right, enough of us. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been the Ski Summit Real Estate Show. Matt Dayton, Cornerstone Real Estate in the mountains of Colorado. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, but leave us a like and a thumbs up. We will see you in the mountains soon. Have a great day.
See ya.
Bye-bye.